Hi students, welcome to our math video. You will need your math workbook, a pencil, maybe some scratch paper if you're running out of room. Our learning goal today is, say it with me, I can use strategies to subtract decimals. Yesterday we added decimals, today we're subtracting them. All right, here's our solve and share. We're gonna read it together and then I want you to pause the video, give it a try on your own, and then try to connect what I show up here to what you did when you pause the video. Miss Garcia is an electrician and has a length of wire that is 32 7/10 meters long. She has another length of wire that is 15 3/33 meters long. How much longer is the one wire than the other? Solve this problem any way you choose. So we are on page 61. Pause the video here, open your book to 61 and see if you can solve this problem. Alrighty, hopefully you paused, gave it a try. Let's go through it. So we are trying to decide, she has one length of wire that is 32 7/10 meters long, and she has another wire that is 15 3/33 meters long. How much longer is one wire than the other? So this question right here, how much longer is one wire than the other, is going to tell us if we need to add or subtract. If you think about our learning goal today, and if you think about that question, I bet you could figure out that we're going to be subtracting those two numbers. So I need to look at 32 7/10 and 15 3/33 and decide which one is the bigger number, because that's going to go on top with our subtraction. Well, remember, we start all the way over on the left side as far as we can over. And so if I have 32 7/10 and 15 3/33, if I start all the way over here, well, I see that this is a 3, that's a 1. My 32 7/10 is going to be the bigger number. Even though this one has more digits, there's 4 digits here, that doesn't mean this number is bigger. This is like having $32.70, and this is like having $15.33. So now that I have them lined up with my decimal point, I need to subtract, and my decimal point will come straight down. I like to write it straight down just so that I don't forget at the end, because I've definitely done that before. Okie dokie, now I don't have any value here. I have no value, nothing. What would a number or a digit be that represents no value? It's one way to make an equivalent decimal, if you remember that from topic 1. We could add a 0 in here is what it's gonna be. So if you were shouting 0 at me, you were right. Okay, so now I have 0, take away 3. Oh, well that would be, can I do that? Think about it, think about it. Can't tell you how many times kids do that and they move on. No. We have to borrow. We have no value here, we have 3 here. Can't take 3 from nothing. So I need to come over here and take 10 and give it to my hundredths place. So my 7 is going to become a 6. So it goes down a full number, and we're bringing, remember, as we travel over here, it's a 10th of what's over here. So this is 10 times greater, so we're gonna give 10 over here. 10 take away 3 is 7. Sorry, I was thinking 9 for some reason. 6 take away 3 is 3. 2 minus 5. If I have 2 of something, can I take 5 from it? Think about it, think about it. Nope, it's too small on top. I have to go to my 3 and make it a 2, and I'm bringing 10 over. This place value is 10 times greater than this place value, because this is my 10s and my 1s. But I already have 2 there. So if I have 2 of something, I'm adding 10 to it. How many would I have? 12. So then I need to do 12, take away 5, which is going to give me 7. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So 17 3/37. Well, what would my label be? What was the label for the wire in the problem? So we're going to have meters longer. 17 3/37 meters longer. And if we think about it, okay, 32 7/10, that's about 33. 15 3/33, oh, well, that's about 15. And if I found the difference between these, well, I know 15 and 15 make 30. so 3 more from, if I did 15 plus 3 more, I'd have 18. So about 18. And 18 is really close to 17. So our estimation there can help too. Alrighty, go over and flip over to page 62. And we're going to try a couple problems. So we'll go through our virtual learning bridge, then try a couple problems. So what is the difference between the wingspans of the 2 butterflies? Estimate before you find the exact answer. So just like we did at the end of the last one, which I guess we could have done at the beginning of the last one, estimation can help you make sure you get an answer that's close to what the actual answer is. So our larger wingspan is 5 and 92 centimeters, and our smaller wingspan is 4 and 37 centimeters. And so I like this little chart that they're using to represent it. We have our larger butterfly, and then here to here is our smaller butterfly, and here is the difference that makes up between 5 and 92 and 4 and 37 So 5 and 92 well, like they said over there, that's about 6. 4 and 37 that's about 4. So your difference is going to be around 2 centimeters, which is teeny tiny, but they're butterflies. So what do you expect? Okay, let's go check out what they did down below. Okay. So what they have representing here, you can use a number line to subtract. That's one option. So they have their 5 and 92 and they're seeing that if they take away the 4, they get to 1 and 92 and then you could take away 3 more tenths, so they're like piecing it apart to get down to 1 and 62 and a little bit more to get down to, take away 7 hundredths more to get away back down to it. If number lines are very helpful for you and that is a tool that you would like to use, you can definitely use one. However, I find it easiest to just line up our decimal, subtract like normal. So our 5 and 92 minus 4 and 37 are lined up. I've got my decimal, decimal, decimal. Ones place is my 5 and 4. Tenths is 9 and 3. Hundredths is 2 and 7. So now I'm going to subtract. So my 9, I have to cross out my 9 because my 2 take away 7 isn't big enough, and we're bringing 10 over. So my 9 goes down 1 to 8, and I carry over 10. So 2 that I already have plus 10 is 12. Now 12 take away 7 is 5. 8 take away 3 is 5. And then 5 take away 4 is 1. What they did here is they just kind of used like expanded form. They like expanded this out and then they subtracted it one at a time. And that's sort of what they represent over there. And if this is something that works for you, that's great. But I think typically with my 5th graders, they like to just line up the decimal and work through their subtraction like they know how to do their subtraction. Okay, let's try a couple of problems together. I'm gonna give you a couple to do on your own, and then we'll check in a small group. Okay, I wanted to talk about number 2 first. Number 2 says, Maria rewrote 45 and 59 minus 7 and 9 tenths as 40 and 59 minus 7 and 90 hundredths. Did she change the value of 7 and 9 tenths by placing the 0 after it? Why or why not? So she took it from 7 and 9 tenths to 7 and 90 hundredths, like that. Did she change the value? Think about it. Think back to topic 1. Talked about adding zeros after decimal numbers. No, she did not change the value. She created an equivalent decimal. Write that down. So 9 tenths would be like 9 rods on one of our 100 charts. It would be almost all the way filled in, and it would be all shaded like this. Now, if I have the exact same chart and we're all the way over here, you would have all your rods shaded in, but then you would also have lines the other direction so that you have little squares. So it's the same amount of the whole. These are just smaller pieces for our 90 hundredths. Okay, let's work through a couple problems. You will notice that they are horizontal. That's no go. You're not doing it. And I always get pushback on this in class, and I'm guessing you guys are looking at me and you're like, I don't know that I'll do that. I know that you'll do that. Please do this. You need to line them up and down. If that means you need some notebook paper, go grab some notebook paper. We are going to work on number 3 right now. So we have 16 and 82 hundredths. Take away 5 and 21 hundredths. So I need to make sure I have my 5 in my ones place, my decimal lined up, and my 21 hundredths after it. Go ahead and write that problem down. If you need to pause me real quick, write it down so we can solve it. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So 2, take away 1. I'm gonna start all the way over on my right-hand side is 1. 8, take away 2 is 6. My decimal comes straight down. 6 minus 5 is 1. And then we have 1. So our final answer here is 11 and 61 hundredths. Okay, let's go ahead and try number 5. We have 23. Can you guys see this? Maybe I'll erase and write a little bigger. 23 and 6 hundredths take away 8 and 24 hundredths. So I didn't put my 8 over into the 2 because that's my tens place. My 8 is a ones, so it needs to go right there. My decimal needs to be lined up. Now I subtract all the way over on the right side and work my way left. So 6 take away 4 is 2. Oh, 2 take away 0. Here's what Miss Collins normally sees. But we're not gonna do that because we have to regroup. So 3 becomes a 2. I'm bringing 10 over. And now I'm gonna do 10 take away 2 is 8. Bring my decimal straight down. 2 minus 8, can't do that. So I gotta cross out this 2 and make it a 1. And I'm bringing 10 over to this 2. So I have 2 plus 10 is 12. Now 12 take away 8 is 4. And my 1, just 1, there's nothing here, take away nothing, is 1. So we get 14 and 82 hundredths. I would like you to try number 7 and number 9. 7 and 9, get on it. And then when we are in small group, we'll go over those 2 answers. Awesome job.